What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. Man, it's hot out. It's about 94 degrees down here in the valley. Mike's working in Northern Virginia. It's 103. Fortunately, I think today and tomorrow are the last 2 days of it being really bad, and after that it'll hopefully open up. And I've been actually out cutting grass. I got a freaking wheat field I got to take care of, and I got to take care of my mama-in-law. Unfortunately, she's got a bad electric panel, and I've got the power company is going to be coming out tomorrow to disconnect the meter so we can actually put in a new panel for her. And I'm going to go out here because there's no ground rods in the ground, so I'm gonna go set these ground rods out here and get that out the way. So boom chakalaka, the heat ain't stopping me. In fact, it feels really good right now because I feel like I'm sweating some of this ass off me. So speaking of sweating some ass off, they don't really do that anymore in the NFL. You know, the Cowboys go to Oxnard, and you know it's always a balmy like 72 max. Okay, when you go out to Oxnard and you stay on the beach and stuff there, that water is cold. I mean cold. So you're not really sweating your ass off, and they don't work like they used to back in the day, where it used to be 2-a-days and a special team practice, full go, full pads all day for 6 weeks. No, it's Camp Cupcake these days. But here's what's going to be good is this is probably the best thing that the Cowboys have actually done. I don't know how it's going to work out, because for me, ultimately, you need players to be there for multiple years to really get cohesiveness. But in today's NFL, you know, the Cowboys are famous for the 1-year contracts, and they bring people in and out. And I think that's one of the problems that they have, because you do have so many people coming in and out that, you know, it takes time to get players up to speed and understanding what the other guys are doing. And so, you know, I think, for example, like Carl Lawson. I think Carl Lawson, had he been brought in during OTAs, that he would have been a much better player for us, because you saw it took him several weeks before he actually really got up to speed and really understanding the offense and everything that we were doing. And once he did get up to speed, he actually played for us really well. And you think that maybe he could have gotten another 2 or 3 sacks on the season had he been there longer. And that's the kind of guy that I wouldn't actually mind having coming back if we didn't have so many edge rushers. But we do right now. We have a plethora of edge rushers. I mean, the Cowboys, basically, you got to feel like their philosophy is we're going to score a lot of points. And what we plan on doing is for our guys, our defense, to be pinning their ears back, because teams are going to become one-dimensional. That honestly looks like it's the game plan, because they're not looking like they're really worried about the run so much. You know, unless it's going to be, you know, we're just going to wait, and now, boom, we're going to hit you and show you that we actually care about stopping the run. Be that as it may, it just feels like they're planning on edge rushers rushing like crazy. But the thing that's going to be good for the Cowboys, and I'm sitting here because I need to go out here and get this work done, get back out in the heat. But I'm sitting here doing this video so I can enjoy this coolness. And I got to say, these cooling towels, these things actually work pretty good. You wet them, and they kind of like keep it cool. I actually got some hoodie ones too that are on there, but it looks kind of crazy. You know, and then people worried about you wearing a hoodie and thinking you're wearing a mask. Next thing you know, somebody might start shooting at you. So I'll just use the towel for now. Be that as it may. The thing that's going to be good is the fact that there's going to be a lot of competition. There's not a lot of guys that you look at and say, you know, you earned the spot. I mean, you know, Tyler Booker, we know he's going to be the left guard, okay? I mean, the right guard. Tyler Smith, we know he's going to be the left guard, okay? And pretty much Tyler Guyton is going to be the left tackle unless injury or something like that happens. Those positions are kind of set. But you start thinking about the running back position, you know, where you've got Miles Sanders, who's trying to rebound from, you know, the stank from the Carolina Panthers. And, you know, will that be, you know, will he become the starter? Will it be Javonte Williams? Javonte Williams, of course, the rookie and things. He's more of a gadget guy, a speed guy. Or will be, did I say Javonte? No, I mean Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams. Will he rebound from the injury and from coming back from Denver? He's got a lot to prove. So those guys are going to be battling. And then you got the rookies, of course, that are going to be trying to get there. Mustafa, he's going to be the bruising back, and he's going to want to get some time. And, and of course, you got Kayvon Turpin, who, may be a receiver or running back and trying to get into the mix. And so you're going to see a lot of guys that are going to be really feisty. You might see a lot of fights in practices. And you think about the backup tight end position, because you got Brent Ford Spann, who apparently has had a great OTA and minicamp season, who is going to be fending off Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker, this may be his last chance. And so, he's got to be fighting hard to get in there. And then there's, who else am I missing? They're coming back from injury. So you got 3 guys that are battling out for that number 2 tight end position behind Fergie. You got 5 running backs that are all going to be fighting for time there. And edge rushers, good Lord. We got so many, between Marshawn Nealon and, of course, getting Donovan Easy. You got Sam Williams, who's like, this is do or die for me on the Cowboys, coming back from the ACL, being a second-round pick. He's seeing the writing on the wall. And then you got Marshawn Nealon, who, was basically flashing a little bit there last year, trying to get that second-year stride. So you're seeing all these guys that are really fighting it out to go ahead and try and get playing time. And so it's going to get feisty at training camp for these guys to try and make the roster. And even wide receiver, we know the number 1 and number 2 is CD and, of course, George Pickens. But, you can't just say, Jalen Tolbert, we're going to anoint you the number 3 wide receiver, because, you got guys like Paris Campbell that says, hey, I can be a deep threat. I just need an opportunity and things. And Jonathan Mingo, who the Cowboys spent a 4th-round draft pick. I mean, think about it. We used the 4th round to draft Jalen Tolbert. You use the same pick to get Jonathan Mingo. You don't want to just give up on a guy who's a 4th-round pick. So you've got wide receivers that are going to be fighting it out, trying to get their play time. So this is going to be an exciting training camp. And I dare say that I'm going to miss being there this year. Last year, man, it was like going to a funeral. It literally, it was some of those days during the week, I know there wasn't 100 people in the stands. I know there wasn't 100 people in the stands. So I wonder if this will be new excitement for the Cowboys that, now Mike McCarthy's gone, the whole, we let go all these players, we're not doing anything. If excitement will be back and the crowds will be back with the Cowboys, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But definitely, I look forward to it. This was kind of ill-timed, but players report on the 21st, and I think it's the 24th through the 31st. I'm going to actually have a family vacation. Something we haven't done. We're going to have all the kids together, even though they're grown. You're not really kids anymore. And we're going to go to Myrtle Beach for a week. And, of course, it's the week of training camp. You didn't think about that too much, Mark, did you, when you're playing that shit? But it's all good, because the good thing is that I'm on the East Coast, and they don't finish practice on the East Coast. It's like 4 o'clock when you start getting the word from practice, because they're practicing in the morning and the delay. So it'll work out good. So we'll go do some stuff, enjoy ourselves, then post some videos, and then go out and have some more fun. So I can't wait till training camp gets here. Camp battles, that's going to be the shiznick here. All right, let me go get these ground rods put in the ground. Peace.